Today we're doing two MLB player props here on PrizePicks for Wednesday, June 25th. Before we get started, you guys take a look in the description below. Hop into the Discord. $9.30 per month, 31 cents per day. It's where I post all the plays I'm making on PrizePicks. Currently doing a promo right now for first-time members. 20% off your first month. Comes out to like $6 for the full first 30 days in the Discord. Again, link in the description below for that. Also, follow me on Twitter. Been posting daily plays of the day. Posted a night owl last night. Zach Wheeler under 18.5 pitching outs. You can go ahead and check out the full write-up. And follow me on Twitter at ToughPicks. Yeah, let's not waste any time though. Nice MLB slate. Again, trying to post on this YouTube channel every single day, so please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. First play I'm looking at here is going to be a hitter fantasy score prop. I'm looking at Pete Crow Armstrong over 7.5 hitter fantasy score. Obviously, Pete, I think, has one of the highest WARs in baseball, if not the highest WAR in baseball. We look at this matchup here, road game, so Pete should see a little more upside for some at-bats in this one. Facing Eric Fetty. But we look over here at Pete Crow Armstrong over on Outlier. Again, link in the description below can get you a 7-day free trial. With Outlier, you guys, absolute elite research betting tool. Over 1.5 hits, runs plus RBIs, minus 140 on DraftKings, minus 145 on BetMGM. We look at this fantasy score line, though, however, in 2025, he's over in 40 of 78 games when we fit on the road, over in 20 of 38. 53% hit rate for baseball, in my opinion, I think is good. It's not like it's, there's so many games, so the variables and all the data and things like that obviously attribute more. So again, 51% hit rate on this season. On this line here, if we filter this to how he does specifically versus right-handers, obviously he does very well. 58% hit rate on his over 1.5 hits plus RBIs. But it's a great matchup, right? Versus Eric Fetty, he's 1 for 2 in 2 at bats. Obviously, he's a young player; he hasn't faced him a ton. But versus right-handers this season, batting .303. And Eric Fetty allowing a 3.95 ERA to lefties, 2.44 batting average, and a .308 WOBA. Pitch mix, you can see here, great versus the Fetty pitch mix. Sinker, he hits 467 WOBA, and the cutter 690. Those are his top two pitches. I think the slider .367, but 690 versus the cutter, and 467 versus the sinker, giving us that great upside. But Pete Crow Armstrong, you look over on Baseball Savant, look at these exit velocities on these hits. 106, 105, 102, 106. And obviously he has a ton of upside here with the stolen bases. And I think Eric Fetty, he's one of those pitchers that does give up a lot of stolen bases. Let's actually look at some splits. I think we may be able to see it here. I don't know actually if we will be able to see it. We will be able to see it on Fangraphs, which I will get to in a second. I think we should be able to see this here if we just filter. Again, I'm trying to do this live in one take for you guys. Let's actually see leaders, splits, starting pitchers as a starting pitcher this season. Let's actually see who gives up the most stolen bases, if we can even see that. I don't even know if we can see it on here. I'm not sure actually how to find this, but nonetheless, I know for a fact Eric Fetty gives up a ton of stolen bases, which gives us that upside for fantasy score for Pete Crow Armstrong, who, again, since 2023 has had 42 stolen bases versus right-handed pitchers. This season has 18 stolen bases versus right-handed pitchers, right? Obviously, further greatly improving our fantasy score upside, right? A single and 1 stolen base gives us 8 fantasy points in this one. Yeah, I like this spot here a lot for Pete Crow Armstrong. Obviously, anytime you could take a player that pretty much leads baseball in WAR with a fantasy score line under 8, I like the upside. Second play here is going to be an interesting one. It's a Yoshinobu over 35.5 fantasy score. Again, this line should honestly probably be at 40, but he's playing in Colorado, so obviously books are adjusting to that, the 11-run game total in this one. But looking at this one, I think it's too low, and I'm expecting a great start from Yoshinobu in this one. If you talk about a player who is elite on the road this season, on the road, he has a 1.76 ERA, 0.88 whip, 41 inning pitched, only 9.9 Ks per 9 innings, and only 0.4 home runs per 9 innings this season on the road. Just absolutely dominating. Obviously, he has a ton of upside. If you look at his hit rate on this line this season, when he plays on the road, he's over in 5 of 7 games, averaging 39.71 fantasy. I mean, you take away this game against Arizona, at Arizona, he's been dominant, absolutely dominant on the road. We look at other starting pitchers, fantasy score game log this season at Colorado. I mean, we've seen 11 different starters clear the over on this line. And again, it's not going to take a lot for Yoshinobu to clear this line. Like, for example, just kind of the game he has to have. If you look at a 37 fantasy score game from him, he could give up 3 earned runs and still cash the over on us. 6 innings, 6 Ks, 3 earned runs is 37 fantasy score, right? If he gets the win and the quality star, obviously. And I'm expecting the Dodgers to win in this one, obviously. Offense is pretty powerful when they're playing at Coors Field. I think the Dodgers favor pretty heavily in this one as well. Yeah, Dodgers minus 340. So giving us just that upside here for Yoshinobu to get the win and the quality start. And obviously Colorado strikes out the most in baseball to right-handers. Bottom 5 OPS, 694 OPS. Obviously them playing at Colorado helps a ton. And then second worst WRC plus versus right-handed pitchers this season, right? Also, something I found interesting, over 5.5 Ks. I think on PrizePicks is at 6.5, but over 5.5 Ks. Again, this is the benefit of outlier. Over 5.5 strikeouts, minus 220 on DraftKings, minus 220 on ESPN Bet, minus 245 on FanDuel to get 6 strikeouts this season. With 6 strikeouts, he's over this line in every single game. 6 strikeouts here, 37, 46, 43, 49, 52, 55, 39, and 61 fantasy points when he gets 6 strikeouts here. Like this spot for Yoshinobu, I think it's way too low, regardless of playing at Coors Field or not. So 2 player props for this video. Please drop a like, you guys, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.